All right, guys, we're at home for my whole one day, and I got to do a little bit of maintenance. Today pretty much it's just going to be oil filter, fuel filter, and we're going to go ahead and change the serpentine belt and the tensioner. Hopefully I got the right tensioner. Got the stuff down here. I use AMSOIL. I don't know if you can see that, but I use AMSOIL products in this thing. I figure this is what's going to make me money. I'm going to use the best that I can. I also do oil analysis, so when I take this, I will be sending off a sample to get it analyzed. I find it useful. Yeah, it costs 30 bucks, but it lets me keep an eye on what I need to do to the truck. I found that in the wintertime I do need to change the oil a little bit more often because I do idle the truck a little bit more, and it leads to a Mini Cooper going way too fast down my road. You know, it leads to fuel dilution. That fuel dilution is not a good thing on these diesels, you know, or any engine. So nominally I change my oil 18,000 miles, you know, type thing. That's what I've come to find is a good time to change it. In the summertime I can stretch that a little bit if I want, but given the fact that I run 3.5 miles a week, you know, if I'm already at 15,000 on the weekend, by the time I get back I'm at 18.5. That might be a little long, so I just kind of do that. Serpentine belt, Ford says change it at 150, and I'm 157, so I'm a little overdue. Kind of forgot about it, and that's about it. So I'll try to set up the camera, get a little bit of stuff, but nothing flashy. Just getting the work done, you know. Here we go. Okay, guys. This isn't exactly a how-to, but to get into this belt, you're going to want to pull the air box. The fan clutch, there is a wire that has to be disconnected, and the bracket has to come out. So it's a 13mm bolt. It's all 13mm wrench anyway. Get that out of your way. And then for me today, I'm changing the tensioner. I have a little bit of a squealing noise that comes and goes, and also I just find it a good idea. Just go ahead and change the tensioner. I don't know if it's going to come out, but you know, we got the pulley, you know, on here, and if you listen, you can hear it's kind of loud. I don't know if it's going to come through. This isn't exactly a fun job. I've got the dual alternator set up. There's not a lot of room in here, but I do have the new belt, the new tensioner, and we'll get it back in and get it fired up and hope that I routed it correctly. The routing, I'm just using the owner's manual for the routing. No need to look it up on the internet or anything. And you know, let's hope it goes okay. Thanks. All right, guys, I got the belt on. A couple things I'm going to show you, and a few things to look out for on these 6.7s. I don't know how well it's going to come out. I'll do my best in this lighting. So we come in here, and when you're doing the belt, you're going to take all this stuff out of here, the airbox and the hose and the intake, snorkel. Get all this stuff out of here. Also, this line right here, if you just go ahead and disconnect it from the radiator, you can flop it out of the way, and it gives you lots more room to get your bar in there to get that tensioner off. One of the things Ford does is they have this routing of this coolant overflow line, and you're going to see that, like right here it was rubbing, over here it was rubbing, and right here I didn't notice the way this was positioned. It was rubbing and it was cutting into this plastic right here. So when I came up here and I touched it, I noticed a little bit of dripping, you know, right in this area. So the bottom side of this hose had just a pin hole in it. Glad I found it. But I noticed that all these clamps were a little bit loose, these press clamps right here. So I went ahead and I replaced this piece, and I just added these guys in here. There's not a lot of pressure, but it's something that I don't want to have a problem with. So let me jump down here, try not to kill myself. All right, here's a little tip for you guys. When you're working on your truck at home, use the tools out of your truck. Okay, and I'm talking for, you know, regular maintenance, like changing a belt, changing, you know, an oil filter, a fuel filter, changing hubs, changing, you know, different things. Why do I say that? Well, if you lose a bearing on the road on your trailer or something like that, and you're used to using the tools out of your garage, you don't know that you have the proper tools, you know. So I keep a basic set with me. You know, it's a Home Depot bag. I got metric, I got standard, you know, I've got a basic socket set. I do have, you know, a bunch of screwdrivers and everything in here. I got a full impact socket set in here. I have my impact, my other impact, hammers, pry bars, you know, just different things so that I can go ahead and get that stuff done. Took a little longer than I had hoped. I don't know if I'm going to get the fuel filters done today. Kind of want to say screw it. Still have to do the oil change, but you know, got to get her done. So I have everything laid out down on the ground over here, and I guess I don't have a choice. I'll go ahead and get it done. So all right guys, that's going to cut this short. Like I said, it wasn't a how-to. It's just, you know, some of the crap you got to take care of when you're running this business. You don't really ever have a day off. You know, when the market's good, you can take a day off because you can afford to. Right now it's a little bit rough. Stay safe out there, so we'll see you soon.